Frisky Friday, how are we doing? Your host, Sam McIntyre. We are back with a rock bottom edition, Undertaker, Stone Cold. That's what it felt like last night. Rock'em sock'em. Great game. Comes down the wire. That's what football's all about, baby. I loved it last night. I'll get into both teams right off the top. I want to start by Notre Dame, Fighting Irish. Here come the Irish. Woo! There we go. So great game last night from Notre Dame. It was a back and forth seesaw. It felt like a slugfest, boring, defensive-centric kind of game last night. You know, both teams have NFL bodies everywhere on the field. You got Marcus Freeman, James Franklin, and it was just cool to watch last night. And listen, I'll get into Notre Dame in a second, and actually I'll start with that. Notre Dame, I've been a fan my whole life. They've had their down period. They're one of the biggest brands in college football, maybe in all football. But I just, to me, was so impressed last night. Marcus Freeman, the job he's done, he feels like a version of Sean McVay, but in college. The intensity, the energy this guy has. I mean, it just spews all over the screen. It reminds me of John Gruden when he first got with the Raiders. I see a lot of Marcus Freeman in me a little bit. The intensity, the physicality they play with. The way that they love each other and care, and you just feel it when I watch them. And it just was cool to watch last night. And they're playing in the Natty. Who would have thought after that Northern Illinois game, which I thought his job, you know, they were on teetering waters there up in South Bend. And they kept that ship rolling, brother. And they have been balling ever since. And it's funny, a couple years ago, he was 35-year-old coach from Ohio State, was at Cincinnati on that staff. He was at Notre Dame, was on the staff, but he'd been in Cincinnati with Luke Fickell. And man, they lost to Cal in a close one. They lost to Marshall at home. I remember that one. And this guy hasn't flinched. And they're only going up from here. That's a rocket ship, and I'm investing in rocket ships and stocks. I'm taking that to the house, okay? And Notre Dame's doing that right now. And as I talked to my Aunt Colleen tonight, much love to them, I just was impressed with Notre Dame. I'm happy for them. It's been a long time coming. Listen, Brian Kelly, I respect the hell out of him. But they weren't likable with Brian Kelly. And I mentioned this before. He had that Northeast kind of intense, gruff, angry. You could feel it from where he's from. And Notre Dame was kind of tired. And I think Brian Kelly's like, well, I can go to greener pastures. I can go to LSU and get a natty. And he said a quote. He's like, yeah, I'll go stack my wins here. I have a better chance here. Do ya? I think Brian Kelly just took the money and said, all right, I'll just kind of coast now. I got him on the back nine. All right. So that quote's really aged well, by the way. Let me tell you. But now they play in the Natty. And listen, Riley Leonard to me looks like Josh Allen a little bit. Big arm. You know, accuracy's kind of hit and miss for me last night. Those two picks he threw, awful. Oh, the second one I went, no. And I got angry. But then the game went on. And it was 24-10. 17-10, 3 Notre Dame. And I thought, oh, shit, here we go. It was ugly early. They came back. And then second half, they just flipped the switch. And that's what great coaching is. And first half's all about putting your game plan together. Second half, I've always heard, is put your adjustments, and you make those at halftime. And Notre Dame did it. And they got that great house touchdown where they put those guys in the dirt. Loved it. And it was just cool to watch last night. Notre Dame, they're such a big brand. Been down for a little bit, but they got a rock star in Marcus Freeman. I'm putting stock in them because, you know, unlike these other brands, Tennessee, Alabama, Georgia, they're still good. But at Notre Dame has done a lot really well with the transfer portal and that so on and so forth. So, and, you know, where Riley Leonard goes in the draft, we don't know. But we shall see. I just was so impressed last night. And that running back they got is just an absolute ass kicker. And I think if he had come out this year, he would have been a first-round pick, easy top 50 pick. But you got to wait till next year. He'll be healthier because he had that injury last night. It kind of hurt him in terms of the lateral and all that stuff, his ability to juke and those sort of things. So I was very impressed last night with Notre Dame. I'm rocking my Irish tattoo. I love it. And the Kelly Green's been a great addition. Crispy. I love it. So, the Notre Dame side, they move on. Congrats. listen, even if they get smoked in the championship game, I just heard this before I got on here, it's still a hell of a season. You beat Georgia, and you beat Penn State, who's a very, very good ascending football team. So, and the one thing I loved about Marcus Freeman last night is, Franklin, and I'll get to him in a minute, but he was trying to bait Marcus Freeman into saying stupid shit. And Marcus Freeman didn't give a fuck last night. He kind of kept his mouth shut. He kind of went about his business. And he just said, I'm here to kick ass and take names. And that's what he did last night. And he did it against Georgia. He's going to do it again against Penn State. And he did it again against Penn State. And I think right now, as I'm recording this, the Texas-Ohio State game's going on, 14-7, Ohio State at halftime. We'll see if they can adjust, because this game's been boring. It's like a snore fest. But I still got to record and I got to watch. So, on the Penn State side, listen, James Franklin's fine, okay? I've had my gripes with him just because of all the extracurricular shit he does off the field. He kind of reminds me of a podcaster, He's just kind of saying shit off the top, and he just let it rip, which is fine if you're doing in that space. When you're a coach, you got to kind of draw that line of, I shouldn't say this, I should say it. But, I just kind of laugh when all these people, bitch at Notre Dame on out of conference. Well, hey, James, you lost to him last night. And, oh, by the way, I saw this stat, because my buddy Doug Gross, I'm going to give a shout out to him, biggest Notre Dame fan I know, and I love you, brother. I hope you're doing well. He saw a stat this morning, and he called James Franklin a clown, and I agree with him. Right before I went to work this morning. I'm looking at my notes here. So James Franklin now is 3-19 against top 10 teams, and he's 13-20 against top 25. Okay, with all that talent he's produced at Penn State, which, again, is a great program, and they've had talent for all my life. And listen, I give him credit. He took over the Jerry Sandusky bullshit, cleaned up the mess. I got it. No, well, Bill O'Brien did, but you know what I mean? Like, Bill O'Brien was only there a couple years and then moved on. So I give him credit for that. And I think James Franklin is a good coach. But time and time again, he just can't get out of his own fucking way. He can't. I feel like I'm watching Keegan-Michael Key on the sideline instead of this bald-headed motherfucker. I mean, come on, dude. 3-19 against top 10? What are you lacking? And then 13-28, like I just mentioned? Are you drunk? What are we watching? Okay? I mean, some of the in-game stuff, 33 seconds left, you're throwing the fucking ball? What are you doing? Just run the clock out. You watch Notre Dame's plan, run Riley Leonard, I can't call my tongue, and the Penn State they're like clueless. And that's on the coach. And once again, James Franklin needs to shut his fucking mouth and just coach. And, he fucked around and found out. Because he made some comments, and sometimes that bites in the ass. It bit him in the ass last night. And I wanted to talk about Drew Aller because I watched him last night. And, I kind of was buying in a little bit. I was getting hype on this guy. And I drank the Kool-Aid. I admit it. But, man, last night, series to series, I don't know what I get with this kid. Series, man. One series, he looks like Big Ben meets Josh Allen. Another series, he looks like Jameis Winston, Aaron Rodgers, Jordan Love throwing off his back foot. So I'm glad he's coming back to school, because last night, you threw that out the window. That idea of him being a top pick. Because I don't see it at all. Not at all. So, good for him. He's going back to Penn State to learn, to grow. That coordinator's nice. I mean, last night I'm watching that game, and I had some concerns going into that with Notre Dame and Penn State. I just worried about the lines of scrimmage of Notre Dame against Penn State. But I got to tell you, Penn State had about as good of players as Notre Dame had. Maybe even better last night. But it doesn't matter. When you got a coach and players that believe, you get that finish line, you win. So, excuse me. Excuse me. But I just was impressed by Notre Dame last night. And James Franklin, can you go? It's time to move on. Let's go. You've done enough. We know you can recruit. We know you're great at that. You're John Calipari 2.0, okay? When the going gets tough, you can't deliver. In big games, joke. James Fraud Dumbass is his new name, okay? James Fraud Okay, James Franklin. James Fraud Franklin. That's what I'm calling him from here on out. Who's a scumbag? Yep. Your players raping people and then filming? Really? And then you didn't know anything about it. I found that interesting. Okay. All right. I smell some bullshit, but I'll let it slide. Okay. Some people, man, they just got this force field of popularity, and anything they do that's shitty, you just can't judge them. So, just to recap, Penn State's going to be fine. I mean, they recruit well. That Abdul-Carter kid, I got to be honest, that's top 5 right there. He needs to be a top 5 pick, slam dunk after last night. That guy is Micah Parsons light, minus all the bullshit Micah Parsons brings. But he's a free show. And Ty Warren, if he's not a top 50 pick, I'm going to be pissed. He should be first round. I mean, that guy is a freak show. I was intrigued by the creativity that coordinator had last night, but Notre Dame moves on, baby. Here come the Irish. I can't wait for this national championship game. I'll give you guys my reaction tomorrow to the Ohio State-Texas game tomorrow. And then Sunday, I'll give you guys my reactions to the Saturday games. I got a lot of content coming out. Stay tuned. Lots coming up. Love all you guys. Thank you for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. If you want to hit the like, subscribe, share button, stay tuned. I got a lot more content. Have a great night. Frisky Friday. Adios.